Some of y'all might have been like, oh, it's serious, but not that serious. Extremely serious. Life in prison serious.
Just seeing if you guys missed me.
You going to jail.
You get messy as fuck tonight.
Oh, I have questions.
A Fulton County judge denied bond for reality TV star Sidney Starr. Her legal name is Sydney Favors. She appeared in a Fulton County courtroom today for charges tied to a sex crime case.
You've just wanted the spotlight and stuff so bad that you were willing to do anything for it. I might not be able to prove it, but this ain't the first underage person you mess with, baby. That's not on you, it's in you.
So there's an update on the Sidney Starr case. So Tuesday, a Fulton County judge denied bail. So this is the first time Sidney Starr has appeared before a judge, and that judge denied the bail again. I think Sidney Starr had the ability to put in a motion to have the judge revisit that in order for them to be issued a bond, and the judge said no again. So Sidney Starr remains in jail while the case continues to go forward. And last I heard, they actually moved him from a male's facility to like a portion that's designated for people who are of vulnerable population. So you probably because of the transgender aspect. The judge cites two things: that Sidney Starr is a flight risk, and also there's big concerns that Sidney Starr could use his large social media platform to intimidate the witness or interfere with the case in some aspect. But his attorney argued to the court that he hadn't had any prior criminal record, but the judge said that do not matter. You're a flight risk, and you just can't chance that in a case like this, you know? So now what has been confirmed is that the victim is 13. He is a 13-year-old boy, and his mom actually spoke in this court hearing, and she expressed that he is now in intensive therapy and asked the judge to deny Sidney Starr's bail. And she said in her own words, at this age, when he should feel safe, innocent, and protected, he is now forced to cope with trauma that no child should ever have to endure. Now, this kid is going through intensive therapy to cope with what happened. Has changed his world forever. Like I was saying in the first video, forever. We know what the charges are, and we know what Sidney Starr told to the investigators, that they have on record in the warrant, that he actually told them that they had a consensual sexual encounter. But we don't know the details. But I hope that young man is able to get through this and process it and don't become hardened by this trauma, that he's able to work through it and find some type of peace so that it doesn't have a permanent stigma on his life, you know? But the mother in the courtroom described what her son is living through right now, and of course what his family is going through too, because now they have to be present in a way, or they have to be available in a way that they probably weren't before, because now he's dealing with something really traumatic. And so just let that sit in. It's just unfortunate that children are so unprotected, and it's just very irritating that people like Sidney Starr to get to allegedly do these traumatic things to children and have a fan base or have people that's in the that may be in the same community as them, as far as like LGBT or the trans community, that's now on social media condoning, like sympathizing with Sidney Starr and just disregarding the 13-year-old boy and making it all about Sidney Starr. Like Sidney Starr is the victim. Like somebody did something to Sidney Starr in this situation, you know what I mean? But I also want to point out something that's worth tracking, because it tells us where this case may be headed. So during the hearing, the prosecutor cited the arrest warrant, which alleges that Starr told investigators the encounter happened and that he described it as consensual. And now that is court record. And that is more evidence to the judge that he needs to stay his tail in there, that he should never see the light of day anymore. And he don't get to get out and have some semblance of a life leading up to this trial, because you did something that you didn't have to do. It's like they always go after impressionable people, and it's irritating. Don't prey on people, because then you ruin their lives forever, because they'll never forget that moment. And then they'll remember that first time that changed everything. And that could just send them down a cascade into a whole different life path, you know? But what gets me is that Sidney Starr told this to the investigators, that it happened and it was consensual, but publicly he's putting out a statement saying that the allegations are false. And then what's more irritating, that he has a best friend, a woman named Nora, that's on one of the news stations that they spoke to after the hearing and after the bail was denied, you know, stating that he's innocent and defending him and stuff like that. But I'm thinking, at what point do people recognize, hey, you are my loved one, but you are dead wrong. And if you are doing something or you're accused of something that's dead wrong, I'm not standing with you. I don't care who you are. I'm not standing with you, because it just proves that this person will never turn from their wicked ways as long as they have people down with what they down with. You know, I feel like she shouldn't have never said anything publicly, because you know what? You can grow up with people. You can know people all your life. You can even raise your children. And sometimes you just don't know what they're into. And you may find out with everybody else. You just don't know what somebody may do or not do. I just wanted to give an update. And so right now we're at no bond. Yeah, good job, the Honorable whomever was presiding on this hearing. And now the case moves to trial prep, and the 13-year-old boy and his family is living with the unfortunate aftermath of this incident, while the internet argues about optics. But anywho, we're going to keep tracking this as it moves along through the system.